Yes, we have made it all the way to day 6 of 31 days of learning English during October 2019. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Well, are you happy? I really hope so. Here we are again, day 6. For those who don't know what is happening, every day during October I will be with you here on YouTube. And here are the times straight away, without any messing about. 31 days of live English during October from Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. Yes, every day of the week I will be with you. 2 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday. Also, I am with you as usual at the weekend on Saturday, 12 p.m, just after midday. And also, as you can see now, I am here right now at 2 p.m. UK time on Sunday. And that is where we are right now at this very moment. 5 minutes past 2 o'clock here in the UK on a Sunday, the 6th of October. And for every day during October, I will be here talking to you live as live can be. Let's have a look outside the window because the weather today is a little strange, to say the least. Rather strange. There it is. The sun is now out, but earlier it was raining heavily and it's very windy outside. So today I am in the studio because the weather is very unsettled, let's just say. It is all over the place. And a little nearer, oh, look at that. And there you can see some very ominous dark clouds floating by. Just to prove that today is very unsettled, we are having lots of heavy showers. So the rain sometimes is falling heavily. And there you can see in the distance many rain clouds going over. And that is a live view right now from my window. So it's looking rather windy today and very unsettled. What about the weather where you are? What is it like? Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it cold? Is it hot? I don't know because I'm not there. You might describe what I'm talking about right now as small talk. So when we talk about things in general, we often mean small talk, things that we talk about as a way of making conversation. And this is the subject that we are going to take a close look at later today. I will be talking about it here in the studio live, and also we are going to take a look at one of my very old English lessons from many, many years ago. I was watching the news just before I started today's live stream, and I noticed on the news there was quite an angry lady who was being asked if she was going to support Boris Johnson or whether or not she liked him being in the town where she lived. And, well, it's all over the internet, in fact. I can't show you the piece of video because I have a feeling that it is now copyrighted. But the actual word, and here is the word, I'm going to show it now because I couldn't resist. But the lady was asked if she was happy that Boris Johnson was visiting her town. And she turned round and she said, "Don't mention his name in front of me. He's nothing but a tow rag." Tow rag? Now that's interesting. What is a tow rag? Well, there it is. Thank you to Oxford Dictionary. The definition of tow rag in English. And there it is, tow rag. And we often use this informally in British English. The meaning of the word tow rag. This, by the way, is not a very nice word. A contemptible or worthless person. So when we call someone, when we name someone, when we insult a person by calling them a tow rag, we are actually describing them as a hated person, contemptible, a person who is hated or even worthless. And the origin of the word comes from the mid-19th century. And originally it denoted a rag that was wrapped around the foot as a sock, or by extension, the wearer. Quite often, the wearer of a tow rag would be a vagrant, a homeless person, a person who is sleeping in the streets. So there it is. I'm sure a lot of people around the world, especially here in the UK, I think a lot of people will be searching for that particular word, because now there is a video, and I think at the moment it is all over Twitter and all over the internet, being shared by many people. A lady who does not like Boris Johnson very much. She called him a tow rag. And now you know the meaning of the word, just in case you happen to watch the video clip as well. Oh, we are so busy already on the live stream. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us. But the big question is, who was first on today's live chat? Oh, I see. Something very interesting happening here on the live chat. Andrew, once again, you have a very fast finger. So well done to Andrew. You, once again, are first on today's live chat. How do you do it? What is your secret? I have a feeling that Andrew is sitting next to his computer and he is just clicking his finger on his mouse again and again, trying to be first on the live chat. So well done, Andrew. You are first again. I think that might be the third day now. 3 days in a row you have been first on the live chat. Alan Gear unfortunately was beaten into second place, and also Bayan as well. Grace is here. Hello to Grace Chin. Nice to see you back again. Raoul is here as well. How are you doing, Mr. Duncan? I am doing okay today. I must be honest with you. I'm feeling quite well. I am still recovering from my terrible cold that I had a few days ago. Now, my head is okay. My nose is now clear. However, the cold has done a lot of damage to my chest. So I feel as if everything down here is quite uncomfortable. So I am slowly recovering. I am about 85, maybe 90% well. So 10% of me is not feeling very well. Tomek, hello Tomek, nice to see you here. Also Tran, hello Tran, where are you watching? I have a feeling you might be watching in Vietnam, because I have a lot of people watching in Vietnam. Pedro, oh hello Pedro, nice to see you here today. We have missed you. Last weekend we missed you, and also during the week, but I suppose you were busy during the week. So it's nice to see you here, Pedro. Don't forget, Pedro is one of our moderators, so please be on your best behaviour. No swearing, no insults. Luis Mendez, hello Luis, nice to see you back again, also one of the moderators. Julie G is here. Asena Barbosa says hello everybody. Hello to you as well. Where are you watching at the moment? Mohammed Gad is here watching in Sudan. Now I know I have a lot of people watching in Sudan because I can check, you see. I can actually look and find out where people are watching or where they have been watching. Massimo, hello to Massimo. Thanks for joining me on day 6. Day 6. Can you believe it? Every day I'm on YouTube doing one of my super duper live English lessons every day. And the reason why I'm doing it is because this year I am celebrating my 13th anniversary here on YouTube. 13 years. At the end of this month, on the 31st of October, I will be celebrating my 13th anniversary. So I thought, as a way of celebrating, I would join you every day during October. So this is now day 6. By the way, if you want to make a donation, because of course I do everything for free, it costs nothing to watch my videos, and everything I've been doing for the past 13 years has been done for free. So I have literally given 13 years of my life to teach English on YouTube. I'm not joking. Also, for those who want to get in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, and also you can email me as well. Talking of which, I have received a very interesting video from Belarusia. I wonder if Belarusia is actually on the live chat yet. I'm going to have a look to see if she is there. She isn't there at the moment. Let's see. Ah, yes. Hello, Belarusia. I can see you now. Now, during the week, I was talking about one particular subject. I was talking about going to the dentist. And Belarusia is actually a dentist. Now, I'm not a big fan of going to the dentist. However, Belarusia has sent a lovely video showing the inside of her office. And we are going to take a look at it right now.
Hi there. Do you know what is it? Well, you have shown us a lot about your life and your house where you're living. So I decided today to show you where I work. This is my office. Here the patients wait for me. This is the street. The door. This is the bathroom. And here, the electric chair. Yes. This is my office. Here I work every day. Do you want to sit here for a while? Well, some of my patients say they work all day long, and when they come here, they like to lay and rest a little. That's all from me for today. Have a nice day. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now to Belarusia. Wasn't that amazing? So there, a little insight. Thank you very much for showing me your big dentist's chair. I must admit, if there is one place that I am not going to fall asleep, it is in a dentist's chair. I always like to stay completely conscious when I'm at the dentist. I don't like to be put to sleep, to be honest. I had a very bad experience when I was young at the dentist. An electric chair. Now, I do like the idea of the chair being operated with electricity. So it doesn't mean that if you sit in the chair, you will have electricity passed through your body. I don't think it's like that, to be honest. Thanks a lot for sharing that. Wasn't that wonderful? So sometimes I do receive some very interesting videos. And, of course, I have to make a comment about your English as well. Very clear. And if you notice the subtitles, the captions on the screen, they understood everything you said 100%. So I think that was pretty good. By the way, if you want to see captions, you can. All you have to do is press that button there and you can have captions on the screen. It's as simple as that. Sergio is here. Mr. Duncan, I am very excited for your 31 days of learning English. You deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. I think I can hear very far away. Yes, that does sound very much like a round of applause. Thank you. How lovely. Thank you very much for your appreciation there. Fantastic Liz is here. Hello, Liz. Unfortunately, I burnt the lunch. What happened? What is the reason for you burning your lunch? So, I hope you haven't ruined it. Is your lunch ruined? Now, what happens sometimes is when you are cooking, especially if you have to cook something over a long period of time, you might get distracted. And that happens to me sometimes. Quite often when I'm in the kitchen, I might forget that I'm actually cooking something. I might actually forget all about it. And then maybe I go into another room and I forget that I'm actually cooking something in the kitchen. So yes, sometimes it is easy to become distracted whilst cooking food. So I'm sorry to hear that you have burnt your lunch. That's not very nice, is it? I hope you have something else instead. Naomi says, hello everybody. Tomek, I have missed a bit of the live's dream. Is that Belarusia at the dentist? Yes, Belarusia is actually a dentist. And a lot of people seem to enjoy that video clip. Thank you, Lewis. I think I would go to your office if you weren't too far. Oh, it sounds as if you have a customer who wants to come and have their teeth done. So Lewis would appear to be a very willing patient. Francesca, all over the place. If something is all over the place, it means it's chaotic. So maybe a person might be all over the place. It means you are chaotic or very busy. So all over the place can mean that you are moving in lots of different directions, or maybe you are in a state of chaos. You are all over the place. Or, of course, if you are very busy, you might say, I was very busy today. I had to go and see so many people. I was all over the place. I was very busy. I do like the look of Belarusia's dentist equipment. I like the colour. It is very soothing. It's like an orange-yellow colour. So yes, I do like the colour of your dentist surgery. Yes, of course, your English was very clear, so I could understand every word, and so could the subtitles as well. The captions also understood. Do you ever take out teeth, Belarusia? When you pull out a person's tooth, we call that an extraction. So the actual term for removing a tooth is extraction. You pull out someone's tooth. Maybe because it's loose, or maybe because it is starting to go rotten. Ugh. Emilio. Hello, Emilio. It is very funny, Mr. Duncan. She is one of your good students. She has taken advantage of your excellent classes. Thank you very much. Yes, it is true. Belarusia is one of my regular viewers. So it would appear that she does everything that a dentist would normally do. And that includes pulling out people's teeth. Ugh, I don't like the sound of that. That is one of the reasons why I don't like going to the dentist, just in case I have to have one of my teeth pulled out. Where is Mr. Steve? Mr. Steve is busy today. He's actually in the garden somewhere. He was in the garden earlier, and apparently Mr. Steve has been doing some research about alternative energy. So that's what Mr. Steve's been doing this morning. He's been checking on different types of alternative energy. I don't know why. I have a feeling that Mr. Steve wants to reduce his carbon footprint. That's what I think. I have had many of my teeth removed, especially when I was a child. When I was a young child, I had to have 10 of my teeth taken out at the same time. And it was a horrible experience. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it at all. Hello, Lewis. Hello also to Rahul. What is the difference between tell and ask? Well, ask, if you ask, it means you ask for information. If you tell, it means you give information. So if you ask, it means you normally want information. You will ask a question. So you ask a question, and then the other person will tell the answer. So ask, tell. So I will ask you a question, and you will give me or tell me the answer. Bayan, I hate going to the dentist, but I do appreciate their work. Me too. Yes, I also appreciate the work. In fact, in the country where Belarusia lives, they actually celebrate the work of dentists every year. They have Dentist Day. Can you believe it? It's amazing. During the week, I mentioned a certain word, and I think it would be a good opportunity, a good chance for me to explain the meanings of this particular word. And here it is on your screen right now. The word is pet. Pet. Now, the interesting thing about this particular word is that it can be used as both a noun and also a verb as well. So the word pet, because during the week I was talking about dogs. I was talking about people keeping dogs. So that's the reason why I mentioned dogs during the week. There is one barking at the moment outside my studio. So the word pet, well, first of all, as a noun, we can describe pet as an animal raised and kept at home quite often. as a companion. A domesticated creature that is able to live indoors can be described as a pet. An animal that is reliant on someone to take care of it is a pet. So a pet is normally an animal as a noun. It is something, an animal of some sort that is kept indoors or maybe in the garden, and it is normally looked after. Domesticated. I love that word. If something is domesticated, it means it is able to live inside the house. So the thing in question, the pet, is domesticated. So there you can see the word pet can be used, first of all, as a noun. However, we can also use the word pet as a verb. To give physical attention to someone or something in a soothing or caring manner is pet. To stroke, hold, or give comfort to a person or animal is to pet. You pet an animal. So if you stroke or hold or give comfort to a person or an animal, or maybe both, we can use it as a verb. You pet an animal. You give them some attention. You fuss them. You give them a little bit of tender, loving care. So I hope that was helpful to you. I always try my best to explain words, especially simple words, because sometimes very simple words in English can have many different uses. And it would appear that a lot of people on the live chat do keep pets. Christina, oh, this is interesting. Christina talks about pet therapy. Now, yes, I think I understand what you mean by that, because some people think or believe that having a pet or an animal nearby can be very comforting. So some people feel comforted when they have a cat or a dog that comes to them for fuss or attention. So yes, quite often having a pet can be very comforting, and you might describe it as pet therapy. And I think maybe that's the reason why a lot of people have a pet, because it gives them comfort. And of course, it's quite pleasant for the pet because they get everything they need. So if you have a dog, then you will look after the dog, you will feed it, you will take care of it. So for the dog, it is a very nice life. Luis Monoz says, I have 17 cats. 17 cats and 2 dogs. All I can say is I feel very sorry for your dogs. They must be... I would imagine that the cats chase the dogs around all the time. Actually, cats can be quite ferocious. Have you ever noticed that? Cats. So a domesticated cat that people keep at home, they can actually be quite aggressive. Pedro says, I sometimes watch Indian street dentists. It's hilarious, but very dangerous for public health. Well, that's Pedro's opinion, not mine. Mr. Duncan, why celebrate Teachers' Day and not Dentist's Day? In France, a dentist is called doctor. Well, again, I think from my own point of view, I don't think being a dentist is a worthless job, but I do have a slight fear of going to the dentist. In fact, I also have a fear of going to the doctor and also to a hospital. And of course, doctors do the most amazing work. So I'm also not a very big fan of hospitals either. Even if I'm visiting someone in hospital, I still don't really want to go. And that's the reason why. So it isn't because I don't care for the person who is in hospital. It's because I don't really want to be near a hospital. There is something very strange about being in hospital. I think it has something to do with the smell. So hospitals always have a certain smell, and it always makes me feel quite uncomfortable. Rafa is here. Oh, Rafa also has a dog as well. Oh, it would appear that keeping a dog is very popular. Sit. Sit. Good dog. Hello also to Pradeep. Hi, Mr. Duncan. It is so nice to learn from you continuously for 31 days. I know. And this is only day 6. I have quite a few more days to go. Pappy, Mr. Duncan, I know that you don't like dogs, but having a pet at home is relaxing. Well, I used to own a dog. I used to have a dog of my own when I lived in China. But unfortunately, someone stole it. So I actually had my dog stolen when I was in China. So I don't hate dogs, but sometimes they can be so annoying, especially when they're barking. Zusika. I think I pronounced your name right today. Hi, Mr. Duncan. Sorry I'm late because I am cycling and I've not arrived back home yet. Have a nice day. Thank you very much and thank you for letting me know. Isn't that lovely? Mika is here. I am happy you have a good image of Japan. And that is a message for Blue Thunder. Oh, I see. Well, of course, for the past few days, the Rugby World Cup is being held in Japan. So a lot of people from around the world are actually visiting Japan. They are going along to the matches taking place in Japan. And the other day, it was it England against Argentina? And England won. So apparently England have a good rugby team. Don't ask me because I don't really know about rugby. So please don't ask for my advice because I don't know. Thank you very much for all of your lovely messages today. There are so many. I think I might not be able to say hello to everyone, for which I apologise right now. We are going to take a look at one of my old lessons. And the reason why I'm here today is because I'm celebrating my 13th year on YouTube. Right now, we are going to go back in time many, many years to take a look at an excerpt from one of my very early English lessons.
Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. In this lesson, we are going to take a close look at another fascinating part of the English language. Today, we will discuss the fine art of small talk. Turn tape off.
Cheers! The word small talk means to hold a conversation and talk about a general topic. The subject is normally a simple or common one, which will not cause any discomfort or awkwardness between the people involved. There are many popular topics of conversation when it comes to using small talk. You will find that the topics used during small talk will vary from country to country.
For example, here in the UK, we talk about the weather. Isn't it a lovely day? Do you think it will rain later? Isn't it cold today? Oh, terrible weather we are having these days. I don't like the weather today. It's too hot. Did you hear what the weather forecast is? Boop, 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 boop. Psh. Small talk is often used when there is very little time to have a full conversation. In many cases, it is done out of courtesy or to be polite. It is worth remembering that there are some general rules surrounding small talk. For example, be careful not to run out of things to say. Do you know what my favourite food is? My favourite food is bread. What's your favourite food? Do you like food? I like food very much. But as I said, my most favourite food of all is bread. Do you know why I like bread? Because bread is very simple and it's very easy to prepare. You can have it with butter, you can have it with meat, you can have it with vegetables. Keep the conversation interesting. So as you can see, small talk is quite a common part of everyday life, and it allows us all to take time to chat, even if it's just for a few moments.
Oh, did you enjoy that? So there was an excerpt from one of my very early lessons, way back in 2008, in fact. So around 11 years ago that was, talking all about small talk, and that's what we are going to talk about today. So a very interesting subject. Some people might not be interested in small talk, but it is something that many people use quite often. So here we go. Small talk. You will probably remember a few moments ago, or you will have noticed that small talk can be used as a noun. Small talk is polite conversation about unimportant or uncontroversial matters. Points of common interest and general topics are the main construct of everyday small talk. So small talk is normally a way of passing the time. So you will talk about a very simple subject, a very basic subject, and as I mentioned, the weather. The weather is a very common topic. Topics of conversation used during small talk include the weather, family, other social events, such as a recent wedding or party. So there are many subjects that you can use when you are carrying out small talk, when you are having a discussion about general things that are not controversial. So topics will often include the weather, very popular here in the UK. We will always talk about the weather if we have the chance, because British people are obsessed by the weather. They are crazy about talking about whether the weather will be bright and sunny or miserable and gloomy. You might catch up on what each of you has been doing since you last met. So you might catch up with the things you've been doing since you last saw each other. So there is one way of using small talk. We use small talk as a way of breaking the ice or as a way of starting a conversation with a stranger. Small talk can help to break that awkwardness and silence that would otherwise be present. So you can often use small talk as a way of starting a conversation, or maybe if you meet someone for the first time, for example at a party, you might want to use a very common subject or a simple conversation to break the ice. When you break the ice, it means you start the conversation, you break the silence. So maybe when you meet someone for the first time, you might feel a little awkward. You might feel slightly uncomfortable. Small talk topics to avoid. So when you are using small talk, sometimes it is best to avoid these topics. For example, politics. Try not to talk about politics because sometimes you can get into a rather heated and angry conversation. Religion. Of course, religion is also a subject that can create some discomfort or disagreement. Illness. So don't talk about your illnesses. Don't talk about the things that are troubling you. If you have a physical problem, maybe you have a boil on your bottom. Don't talk about that. Talk about something else. And never make unkind remarks. Don't be cruel about other people when you are using small talk, because it will give a very unpleasant impression of your own character if you say unpleasant things. So there you can see on the screen some uses and some ways of using small talk and the reason why we have small talk in the first place. So small talk is a thing that is common here in the UK quite often when we meet someone, maybe a friend we haven't seen for a long time. We might talk about the weather. Isn't it a lovely day? Isn't it a nice day? Isn't the weather nice today? Isn't it lovely? What a lovely day. Or, of course, if the weather is bad, we might say, oh, isn't the weather terrible at the moment? Isn't it a horrible day? Isn't the weather awful? So quite often, small talk will involve a conversation about simple things, basic things. Quite often, we will talk about the weather, especially here in the UK. Another word, we can also use this word to describe small talk. So you might just pass the time. You might have nothing to do. So you will just talk with maybe your work colleague or your friend. So we call this idle chat. So idle chat is very similar to small talk. You will talk about general things, nothing too deep, nothing too heavy, nothing too controversial, just idle chat, idle chit-chat, idle conversation. So when we use the word idle, what we are actually doing, let me put it over there. So when we say idle, it just means you have nothing else to do. You have nothing else to do. It is just idle chat. Idle chat. Very similar to small talk. Another word. Ding. Oh, if you are talking to your friend or maybe your neighbour, you might stop and have a natter. So natter is another way of describing an informal conversation. Maybe you stop to see your friend in the street and you say, oh, hi, and then you talk about general things. You have a natter. Natter. So natter just means to chat, talk about general things. Natter. I love that word. You have a natter. Here's another word, very similar, chit-chat. You have a chit-chat. If you chit-chat, it means, again, you have a very light conversation. Nothing too heavy, nothing too deep. You have a chit-chat. You have a casual conversation. You chat about general things. So chit-chat, if you have a chit-chat, it normally means you have a friendly, nice, relaxed conversation. Nothing too heavy. Nothing controversial. Here's a very interesting one. We use this term normally in British English. It might not be a word that you've seen before. It might be a new word for you, in which case, welcome. Welcome to this new word. Banter. Banter. So banter is a conversation that takes place where you might make fun or be slightly insulting towards another person in a playful way. So playful insults. So you say nasty things, but in a polite or playful way. And recently, here in the UK, a lot of people have complained about, definitely and certainly at work, a lot of people using banter in the office or in the workplace. So sometimes people can take banter too far. You might start making very personal insults. You might say things that are quite unkind, even if you mean them as a joke. So even though you are joking, sometimes banter can be taken seriously, even though you don't mean it to be taken seriously. Banter. General conversation where you make fun or you pass insults to each other. Banter. Another one now, loose talk. Oh, loose talk. Now this can be described in more than one way. A loose talk is, again, general conversation, but also it can be careless talk. So maybe if you talk about something you shouldn't, or maybe you give away a secret. So loose talk can be used in more than one way. Loose talk can be general conversation, or maybe you are talking about something you shouldn't. You are talking carelessly about a certain topic. During the Second World War, there was a very popular campaign where people were being encouraged not to talk about the war efforts, especially here in the UK. And there was a slogan that they would use. They would say, loose talk costs lives. Or also they would say, careless talk costs lives. So quite often, loose talk can get you into trouble. It means you say things or you talk about things you shouldn't. Or maybe you reveal a secret. Ooh. Back to the live chat, and then we will have a look at some more words to do with talking about small talk. Hello to Pamel. Hello, Pamel. Nice to see you here. And I like your little icon as well. Very interesting. It looks like a cartoon. Abdallah is here. Also, Rosa. Hello, Rosa. Apparently, Rosa and Alamgir are talking about universities. Now, in some countries, universities are free. You can actually go to university and you don't have to pay anything. However, here in the UK, and especially in England, you have to pay to go to university. So if you want to go to university to further your studies or to get a higher degree of education, you have to pay for it. The average price is around £9,000 or £10,000, and that's the lowest price. But of course, there are many other charges as well that you have to pay for. So yes, it isn't free. However, you are allowed to pay for your university tuition over your working life. So once you start earning a salary, you can actually start paying for your university education. So it's a very interesting way of doing it. It's also very controversial as well. So in the future, we might see free university courses being reintroduced. Who knows? So here in the UK, you have to pay. You have to pay for university studies. And of course, if you are coming from overseas, it is a very expensive way of gaining higher education. Quite expensive. Pat Chu, hello sir. I also want to know how your child learns English. My child? Well, first of all, I don't have any children. I have no children, and that's why I always look so happy. Hello to Mohammed. You are a great teacher in the world. Thank you for your time and your effort. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I do like receiving your messages. If you want to write to me, you can. There are contact details on the screen now. You can follow me on Facebook, by the way. A lot of people don't realise that I do have a Facebook page, and it is official. It is verified. So, yes, my official Facebook page, there is the address, and underneath you can see my email address as well. So I hope that helps you. For those who are interested in getting in touch, you are more than welcome to do so. No problem. Emmelinda. Hello, Emmelinda, watching in Philippines. Hello, Philippines. Hello to everyone watching in that part of the world. Hello also to Ian. Hello, Ian. What is free in Argentina? Now, if I remember correctly, I think university is free in Argentina. I don't think you have to pay to go to university in Argentina. I might be wrong, but I have a feeling it is actually free. Unlike here in the UK, you have to pay quite a lot of money to go to university here in the UK, especially England. Hello to Abril. Hello, Abril. It is very sad that the government doesn't provide free education. Well, we have free education up until the age of 16 or 17. So up to that point, it is free. Then after that, you have to pay. So if you want to go to university, if you want to take a higher degree, you have to pay, and it can be quite expensive. Of course, in the past, the university degree was free. You could go to university and it wouldn't cost you anything. However, nowadays, you have to pay. Belarusia says, oh, we also have private universities. So I would imagine that you have to pay if you want to go to private universities in Argentina. Am I right or am I wrong? Pedro is going. See you later, Pedro. I also will be going soon because we are approaching 3 o'clock. However, I will be back tomorrow. Yes, I am back tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. And you can catch me every day during October, every single day. Another word to show you before I go, rumour. I'm sure many of you know the meaning of this word. Rumour is a story that hasn't been verified. So maybe if people are talking about a certain person, and maybe you are spreading a story about that particular person, but maybe it has not been verified. It isn't officially verified. So maybe it is something you've heard from another person, and then you tell someone else. We call this rumour. It is a rumour. It is not a story that can be verified. It is just something that one person told another person, and then they told another person. It is a rumour. So it isn't verified. It is just rumour. Another word, very similar, gossip. Gossip. So gossip can be the actual thing that is being talked about, again, it might be untrue. So gossip can be untrue. Gossip might be just something you've heard from another person. So gossip can be the thing or, of course, the person. So the person who is spreading the rumours is a gossip. The person can also be described as a gossip, a person who spreads rumours or untrue things. Another word, tittle-tattle. Oh, I like this word. It sounds fun. Tittle-tattle can also be similar, very similar to rumour or gossip. So maybe stories about another person that tends to spread between one person and another. So we call this tittle-tattle. Quite often you will hear this used in British English. Tittle-tattle. Things or gossip about another person. True or untrue. Finally, before I leave you, we have hearsay. Hearsay, once again, is something that you heard from another person. Hearsay. My friend who lives up the road told me that Mr. Steve is going to buy some environmentally friendly energy supplying machines. Oh dear. Hearsay, something that you've heard from another person. It might be true, it might not be true. Hearsay, I heard it from another person. It is hearsay. And that is it. It's almost time to go. We are approaching 3 o'clock. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. Mohammed Gad, thank you very much. Could you tell us about your usual live episodes? Well, I am with you every day. I will show you again on the screen. There you can see now 31 days of live English, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. Saturday, I am with you from 12 midday, just after lunchtime, and on Sunday, 2 p.m. So during the month of October, I am here every single day. Isn't that amazing? And if you want to make a donation to allow my work to continue forever and ever, there is the address as well for that. It's almost time to go. Let's have one last look at the live chat. Saturino, the cost of university in my country depends or is different from your income. Oh, I see. It depends how much you earn. So the more money you have, the more you have to pay for your university tuition. I think so. Okay, I think I understand that. So if your family is poor, you pay nothing. So everything relates to how much money the family earns. I understand. Thank you, Sergio. Mr. Duncan, I have learned English as never before. Thank you for your gentle attitude to all of us. You are the best. You are welcome. No problem. And don't forget, I am back here tomorrow as well. 2 p.m. here live on YouTube. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Every day. 31 days of English all the way through October. Tomek, rumour has it that Mr. Duncan is going to tell us a few collocations for the word banter before leaving us. Well, banter can be described as spiteful. So maybe if you make spiteful comments, but they are used or they are said in a humorous way. You might also rib someone. Rib. So if you rib a person, it means you are making fun of them in a fun way. So you rib them. The spelling is R-I-B. rib. So you rib a person. You make gentle fun of that person. So I hope that helps. Today's time is very short, Mr. Duncan. Yes, I am doing 1 hour because I am here every day. So you are actually getting 7 hours of English every week. 7 hours. And that totals 31 hours during October. So actually, I'm doing quite a lot of lessons this month. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Bella. Thank you also to Abril. Thanks to Pat Chu. Isn't that nice? Bye, Martha. See you tomorrow, says Ibrahim. Yes, I am back tomorrow. Don't worry. I am here, right here on YouTube tomorrow. Please, sir, can you tell us your daily routine? I am very interested to know. Maybe tomorrow I will talk about that because I'm back here again with you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Jamelia. Thank you, Berlim. Thank you so much for your lovely time today. Thank you for giving me a piece of your Sunday. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching me today. I will see you tomorrow for day 7 of 31 days of October. And of course, until tomorrow, ta-ta for now.